Hello and welcome everyone in another episode of Researchers Celebrity. Today, we are fortunate enough to have Dr. Lucy Nongbri with us, joining us from Shillong, Meghalaya. So a brief about Dr. Lucy. She has done her bachelor's, master's, and PhD in botany from Northeastern Hill University in Meghalaya, Shillong. And following her passion for research, she joined Indian Institute for Sciences, Bangalore, IISc Bangalore, for her postdoc work. And to serve the community with the passion of a researcher, she went back in Shillong as a project coordinator and working with Northeast Slow Food and Agro Biodiversity. In short, they call as NESFAS, which is an NGO. And we'll be learning more about this. With this brief introduction, we would like to welcome Dr. Lucy. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Raja. A very good morning to everyone out here. So it's very cold here in Shillong, and I'm happy that at the end of the year, I get to share my work for which I have been doing for the past 10 years with the community, at least a small recognition like for what I do. And I would be happy to share my experiences, my small things that I observe in the field, my research all these years, and right now what I'm doing, which is I feel like it's an awesome opportunity which I'm doing for the community. Yeah, so just a brief introduction again about me. Everybody calls me Lucy. I come from a small state here. It's Meghalaya. It's a very wonderful state where it is known for tourism. So it's Shillong, basically. I'm being born and brought up here. And I did my schooling in Shillong, and I completed my BSc in botany. So why I have taken botany for, let me go back to my class 12. So I come from a middle class family. So, going for medical, you need a lot of money. And during my class 11, 12, I did not have the grade that I can go for medical, nor need the money. So, but I was interested in science. I was a good student. I always come first in class. So I decided, let me pursue my BSc. So after going there, I wanted to take chemistry as a major, but then I don't know what happened at that time. I just wrote, okay, let me do botany. So I'm not very much comfortable with animals. So I said, okay, plants, I like it. Then there goes my first year in botany. But what really interests me is the teachers. So I finished my college at St. Mary's, Shillong, and I have these amazing teachers during my bachelor's, which, slowly imbibe in me the interest in pursuing being observant and, more of research kind of, for example, in the plant sector or in the plant sciences. So that is how my interest started in with plants, and I was doing good also in my studies. Then after that, I said okay, let me pursue my master's degree. And at that time, I had a different line. I wanted to be in the Indian Forest Service. But then, when you don't have a mentor or a coach, who can coach you, these are the things that you can study. But again, during my MSc, I met again my supervisor at that time. So they're also in botany. His name is Professor S.K. Barik. So he's like my role model. So when I was in MSc, I was doing good. Then it's like they opened an area for me, when we have this project. So I was interested in ecology. So, then I went to the lab of Professor S.K. Barik, who's working on forest ecology and biodiversity. And there, I learned the diversity of work that they're doing in the lab. And most of it, the most wonderful part of it is going to the field. So that is what interests me of being in the field. So we have this small field work. Then after my MSc, then I said, no, I should start and do my PhD, since I'm interested in fieldwork and in areas of conservation. So that's how I enrolled for my PhD in forest ecology and biodiversity with Professor Eskebarik. Then after that, after my PhD, I was applying here and there for my postdoc and jobs like that. But then an opportunity came where I was with Indian Institute of Science in the Department of Center for Ecological Sciences. And there also I work with Professor Renee Borges, and she is known as the famous person who have worked extensively on figs. So again, that is how I am, again, from botany and then from into ecological sciences, where I'm learning more about the interaction between plants and insects. So that's a different new world, which I am learning. And after that, after my postdoc, and due to COVID, I didn't want to go outside. I said, no, I'll go home and maybe do something for the community. So when I came back, I was still applying here and there. And an opportunity came up with this organization who works with NESFAS, which works with the community. So I was like, all these years I've been learning, doing research. What am I doing? It's time to give back to the community. So that's why I joined NESFAS, and it has been like 6 months now, and I'm very happy working with the people in the field. So I feel like this is my path where, you can give back and work with them, stay with them in the field, and learn a lot more on biodiversity of the areas, and so many things which are exciting. So that is like, a short introduction about me, of my journeys from my BSc till now.
So, Dr. Yusi, you explained it just like narrated a story. So,
Okay.
from your bachelor's to master's, PhD, and then when girls don't want to go out extensively choosing the field work, you showed that courage and moved to the field work, which drove
Yeah.
you. Yeah. So, how was the experience of PhD and doing field work at the same time?
So in my PhD, I was the only girl in the lab who have been doing fieldwork extensively in Meghalaya, and then other northeastern states like Nagaland. I have been to so many districts, trekking mostly in the rainy season. I have been in Manipur side. We went to Ukhrul side, again trekking there, a little bit of Arunachal, but Sikkim I could not because of too much field work. But many of these areas we have trekked a lot, and there were times that we faced militants also, and there are times I've been bitten by leeches and insects. Rainy season is very difficult here in Northeast. So there was once upon a time when I was in Kohima. So there were a place where lots of leeches. At that time, I cried. I said, I will not do research if it is like this. Like, you get bitten by so much. But the moment we got the plant that I was working, it was on ginseng. So I forget about everything. I was only interested in the plant. And from there, I said, no matter what, I will come up with certain things just to finish my work. And the best part is that when you go for field work, it opens you to a different level, like your understanding, and you're seeing the ground level, how people are working, how the plants are, how the animals, how the insects are. And you can think a lot, like, you can form your questions, your ideas and everything. And then when you come back to lab, you start doing your work. And I don't like lab work. I like 50% of field work, 50% of lab work. So it's challenging being a female going to these other northeastern states. But yeah, I think I am blessed to be one of among the many who can do field work in such areas and stay in the field connect with the people from all these states. So, and I'm looking right now, I'm very thankful to all the people whom I don't know, who have helped me during this process. And yes, when I was doing my postdoc also, I was in Agumbe during COVID time. So, again, I could see how the Western Ghats are. And then after coming back to Shillong in this organization, again, I'm going to so many villages which are not accessible by road. So you have to trek down with like 4,000 steps down and then stay with them in the village and, do the work, see the surrounding, talk with them, understand the landscape, understand the way how they're working, and then you come back. So it's quite different when you are a person who loves nature.
So here I have to ask you this thing, because I know when people go for field work, there are stories that sweat is normal, okay? Leeches is, okay, this is like scary. They are sucking blood out of you. So now you have sweat, you have given sweat and blood to the PhD, but you did say that you faced some incidences of Naxalites also?
Yeah, 2 times. It was difficult at that time, but nothing happened. They didn't do anything, but we just came across them. We were in the same place. They were staying in the same place. But yeah, thank God, nothing happened. But it was a different experience.
How you managed to again go and do your field work? Because this is something which I believe not many of the people who experienced anything like this or anything close to this are still willing to go for further studies.
So my thing is, I need my data for the next season. I need my plans. Okay, there could be chances I'm meeting these militants, people from that area, but I don't think so. I'll be meeting them the next time. I go with a positive attitude to go and finish my work and, be brave.
I would like to tell all of our viewers here that there are people who are brave and there are people who are torchbearer. So here, Dr. Lucy in live with us is like, torchbearer of that bravery, that it's not neither the leeches nor, people with guns. Nobody can stop her because she wants the data for her research. So this passion of doing research comes from the intention of serving the society, or to get the PhD, or something else?
So at that time when I was doing my PhD, it's my interest in science. But once I am into it, I feel that I should give back to the community. So a little bit tweaked here and there. So when you're open to new ideas, you're open to working with people, then you shift your focus that you should do something for the people, come back and give back. Like we were taught, I learned it from another person, that whatever we learn in life, if you don't give 10x value to your work, then it doesn't matter. I don't like something to just end up in paper, but I wanted the application field-based, actions now. It's no more in written form, it's action-based. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So with the working in Northeast, and then you had experience of Western Ghats while you were postdoc. So how did you see that biodiversity of two different places? And then obviously you were more inclined towards Meghalaya because of so many other reasons. So how was that experience, if you can share?
The experience is a little bit different. Like I could see there's a lot of, Western Ghats and even Northeast, they are quite rich in biodiversity. And since in Northeast, I have been exposed to so many of these states, of these places, of the wonderful people who have helped me in my research work. And in Western Ghat, it was only for 2 months, but it was during COVID time. So during COVID time, it was very difficult because it was that first lockdown. So I was stuck there. And the thing is that the one difficult situation which I faced at that time in Western Ghat was my fieldwork was going fine, everything is going fine. When the time of collection comes, then this COVID situation happened, there's lockdown, and people, when they see me, they call me Chinese. So which I did not like it, but later on, after telling them that that I am from Meghalaya, so you have to educate people and tell them that Meghalaya is also within India. So yeah, I faced that situation a lot, but somehow through the help of other people, we could finish our work in Western Ghat at that time and come back once they opened the lockdown. Then I could finish the work.
So now, when you're presently working with NESFAS, so now here you are working towards some slow food. If you can just tell something about
yeah. So this organization, it is like 10 years now. No, 12 years, I think. It was open 2012. Yeah, so these people in this organization, they focus on improving the traditional practices of the local food. And not only that, the society also works extensively with people from the communities in Meghalaya, from Garo Hill districts, and from Shillong also. And they have promoted this agroecological learning circle, where they work directly with the farmers. And then there are some field-based solutions towards improvement in agriculture. But my work is, it's on upgradation of people biodiversity register. So here is like in India, each and every state and each and every village in the state should have their own biodiversity register. So here what we do is we document the biodiversity of the whole village, but working with the people. So we interview people in the village and we record whatever plants, animals, insects, how they manage the land, how the people, what kind of ethnic tribes lives in the village, So everything we document there. And then we prepare a biodiversity register, which is unique only to the state of Meghalaya. So that is what I'm doing right now. And it's wonderful because you get to work at the grassroots level, you see. And I learned many things on these tools that they use, for collecting the data information. A little bit of social sciences also is included. And managing the people in the villages. And, I have my team who are supporting and working extensively just to get the data so that, we can give for each village their own register where they will have, these are the plants, these are the things from our village. It's a register, it's a legal document that they will have where they will have control over their own bioresources, from the village.
So how a researcher like you as a researcher feels when you see that a girl who thought that, okay, she does not want to pursue animal sciences, so let's join botany. From there to present, when you see the evolution of a researcher in you, how do you see that journey as in like a story?
I'm fascinated when I go to the field. When I was in my BSc or MSc, I don't like so much of zoology. So I'm more inclined towards botany. But when I joined my PhD, and when you go to the field, you see these insects in the field, you see these, then in my PhD, these pollinators, these, which, it gives me a different perspective that because plants and animals, they interact every day in their life. So now coming to plant and insect interaction again gives me a different view of the whole ecosystem where you can learn many things. So that's how it changed my mind.
So now when you have accomplished yourself as a researcher and now you're coordinating a project, if we go back to the days of PhD when the leeches were sucking the blood or you were having tough times, were there any thought at any point or more than once that when you thought that you don't want to pursue your PhD?
Yeah, there are many challenges when you have a lot of field work and other logistic issues and so many things that I don't want to do field work. But once you get the data and once when the people are really helping you, thank you to all the people from Nagaland, from Manipur, and also from Arunachal and my own state who have helped me. It's like, no, I have started something. I should finish it. If I leave it halfway, then, I will not progress anywhere in life, no matter what, do or die hard situation. And I love this work. So not these things, it will come across in life, but I have to, I have to be brave and strong enough to come out of it and, maybe have other alternate solutions for that. So I take it in that way. But I'm a person, when I take something, I finish it. Yeah, I don't leave anything like halfway.
And I think
And
this is,
plus I get a guide also who always supports me and acknowledge of my hard work that I did in the field.
and I believe that this is the life of at least most of the PhD students, that when they start, the hopes are very high. The path is totally different. When they walk on it, it looks like, okay, it was not just what we thought of all the rose beds, because now thorns come out. And here, I would like to say to all of our viewers that as Dr. Lucy is narrating the story here, everyone has this, their different set of challenges in the PhD, in research, because that is the earliest possible way in India when we discuss about it, because there are not many institutions where you get introduced to research at bachelor's or master's level, but PhD is like where you are fully engrossed in it and you have to do that. And then there is this fear always that some people don't want to do it or they want to quit it at some point of time. And fear is universal. So if you are afraid of something today, you are totally normal. Okay. You only have to see now, there are two ways. Either you can say, forget everything and run. Some do that. People like Dr. Lucy, they face everything and rise. And that's how they make the stories. So Dr. Lucy, when you thought that you were thinking that there were thought that, okay, I should just give up on this, but data gives you that energy, that boost that, okay, now I have data, let's publish it. Okay. Let's help the community. Let's give something new, because research always gives generating a new information, new knowledge, which is not there. That's what obviously all of us are doing as a researcher. When you see your data, your field work, your hard work paying off in terms of helping society, in terms of publications, that sense of achievement, if you want to share anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, finishing my work, getting a degree is for myself. Publishing something, it's like, some basic sciences, which I'm doing, is written in paper. Yes, I'm not saying that I have lots and lots of papers, no, but then one thing that I'm proud of is that I completed my work. I did something. I mean, I had work on this particular area. I published something which is small, and I get a chance to work with the people. So that is one thing that nobody can take it from me. And, getting a degree also, obviously, you get your PhD. That is also one of the hard work that you're doing.
Yes.
So, yeah. So like that, I take it in that way.
And I believe we share the same emotion. In fact, what I believe is that PhD is something, your topic in the world, no one has done the same thing. They might have done in their own tangents, different directions, a different perspective, different view, the same work. But what you have done, nobody has done that. That's what makes you the unique researcher. And that's why you are, and all of us are awarded with the PhD. So now talking to a researcher, let's take PhD, for some time, for just a couple of moments, that, okay, if you don't have a PhD and you by soul are a researcher, how do you see a path of a researcher in India presently?
Okay, without the PhD. See, if your interest is to help the community, we have many NGOs that are working with the community, so you can go with it. Like most of the people here, we are always brought up with this mindset that you get a state government job or a central government job, but everybody knows with as time passes, it's difficult to get state government, central government. I think everybody we face that situation. But then we have these NGOs which you can work. Once you get an opportunity and once your interests align with them, you can do anything. You can, you have that freedom of thought, what you can do, what you can help the community. It can be in many areas that you can help them out. So I think, you can do that. That is what I'm doing right now.
So here you briefly touched about the opportunities, about how the life of a researcher is next level challenge in some ways when people do talk about job opportunities, when they see that their fellows, their peers are just started earning after their bachelor's or master's in so many other streams, which is so not true for if you are a PhD student. Although with thanks for the schemes which government have, like you can have your own fellowship for pursuing the PhD. So that sustains some part of it and you are fine with that. But when you see that after PhD, when people are struggling, what they should do to, get more information, or how they should proceed after their PhD?
The best thing is you have to figure out what do you want. Do you want to teach in a college? You want to teach in university? You want to do research? And you want to do research in other institute, or you want to go back to your own state, and do something. So once you figure out what do you want to do, then it becomes easier for you and narrow down. Because as for me, yes, I have finished my PhD, my postdoc. Then there are many challenges which I also, as a researcher, applying jobs here and there. Sometimes then when I sit and wonder myself, like, what do I like the most? Like, I like field work. I don't like to teach much. I like more of research. I like a work which takes me more for field work, which I can, be with the people. So there's always that inner voice inside me that, okay, I should do this. And then somehow, somewhere, an opportunity came. Then I took that step and I'm happy. Because when you're happy in doing something, you don't even mind the stress that you have, as long as you have, the good people around. And when your interests align with the work, you can do many things.
Yes.
But if you're just, you're just there for the money, nothing will work out. All the time you'll be like stressed, complaining this and that. But for me, it's like complaining is like poverty. But when I'm grateful for, the small things that you get to work with the people, a positive environment and supported you can do anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is something which I would like to say, and we share always with our viewers, that figuring out things for yourself, prioritizing that what actually you want, probably is the most time consuming thing and not one of the easiest thing to do. Things changes. So you want something in 1 year and after 2 years it changes. It is normal human behavior. So we are all normal human beings doing research. But what is more important is what makes you happy, what makes you content, as Dr. Lucy said. Because at some point of time, money is not the thing. At some point of time, it is about how content, how happy you are with your own work, how proud you feel when you go to bed that, okay, I have done something which is going to impact human health, in ways, whatever you are working towards to. So we have talked now about most of the research part. Dr. Lucy, how about the role of family and friends in you being a researcher?
Yeah, so yeah, I have a very supporting family. My mom and my dad, they've always the biggest supporter, and my brothers and so most of the time I'm always in field. But the best part about my family is that mom gave me the freedom to choose what I want in life. I only chose that, I'll be in class, I'll be taking 12 science, and I'll be going for my botany, I'll be going for my master's in botany. So I have complete freedom of that. And the first time that I went from my state to another state also, they just supported me, but they are not treating me like a small girl. So it's like, you go, we'll keep you in our prayers, you will go and finish the work and come back, come back to us. So they have been supportive. And yes, there are many instances that I had sacrificed my family, like not able to be in so many gatherings because of work. And I stayed in the hostel for that, because you can work till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, or in the morning, run back to lab in the morning. So yes, I have sacrificed, but then they have been very supportive. And yes, during your research, you really need to have supporting friends. You can be friends from outside your research area. It can be people from the lab. Because I realize that when you don't have strong friends, it brings you, when you have strong friends, it gives you a mental peace, because most of the time you have many problems, many issues. And if you keep it with yourself, you cannot, it might lead to depression. So with your work colleagues, with your lab mates, you can tell them about your work, your issues, whatever you're facing. With your other friends, you can talk on so many. So friends and families play a very important role for people who are doing research, because I think all of us, we go through a situation where we are frustrated. I'm not saying that I have not cried. I have cried also many times. I wanted to leave, but when you have certain people who back you and supported you in life, it gives you a boost. So you have certain friends like, hey, please, today I'm feeling so low because my experiment didn't come. I am nothing in life, this and that. So those moments comes. But when you have people, awesome people in your life who's like, no, this like that is happening. It's okay. Take up one day at a time and boost your confidence. It's very important.
Absolutely. And I believe that here, the quote from John F. Kennedy, he clearly said that we must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. And a life of a researcher needs a lot of them, be in a role of family or friends, and in later stages of our lives, we need our life partners also, who can understand, who can be there for us, that whenever, as you said, there are so many experiments which doesn't work the way we want.
Yeah.
And then this thing comes up that where did I, where did this go wrong? And these people who have faith in you, who always re-encourage you in a way that, okay, no, you got this. And you are like, yeah, okay, I got this. And then every single day, sometimes it works the way you want, and it's gone on. Like, that's how the life of every researcher goes. So, Lucy, now we are walking towards the end of our conversation. At here, this is the time when we talk about your experiences. Based on your experiences, what are the suggestions for the researchers in India. So there are, as per your current experience, you can give suggestions for a person who are considering that should they go for PhD or not, if they have any dilemma, what are the things they should consider, and after PhD for pursuing their postdoc, if they are considering something, and after postdoc, what are these, at these 3 stages, what are the points which they should be focusing very critically so that they don't face a lot of challenges?
Yeah. So according to my experience, the first thing before entering your PhD is that, again, you have to figure out you really want to do in research or not. Yes, if you want to do in research, then you have to also screen in which area do you want to do, which you like it. It basically should not be something that, you totally don't like it, like you're not comfortable, but choose something which is comfortable, which you can do it. Or maybe at times even not comfortable according to what you want. Then having an institute and choosing your mentor is very, very important, because when you have a mentor who really understands you, who supports you, you can do anything. But sometimes when things don't go together, then again, that is everybody, we face that situation. So figure out a good mentor, a good institution that you can work. And then whether you want to work in your own place or you want to work in other place. So that is also important. And important is that another thing is, once you put your focus into what you want to do, keep working into it. Do not leave it halfway, finish that work, what you ought to do, and try to get people who can really help you. Like in research, I understand working alone, you cannot do anything. But when you have people who can help you, you can collaborate with other people. Your work will, just take you to another level where you can accomplish many things. And and yes, everybody, we search. We find jobs which we wanted to do this, and there are so many things. But again, we have to work on it. Give some time, give a reflection, keep on applying here and there where you want. Do not give up. So the first thing is, do not give up and choose the thing that you want to do, and do not compare yourself with other people. That is very important. Every time people say, oh, my friend, he's a CEO, or, oh, she is a professor there, she has a lot of money, this and that. Just a message to all that. Do not compare yourself to anyone. You are your own unique, and you have your own time. Many people are successful at the age of 30, 35. You can be successful at the age of 40 or 45, you don't know. But as long as you're happy and you keep working towards it, do not compare with anyone. Be your own original self. That is very, very important. Because why I'm talking, because even for me, at times I do compare. But then when I sit and meditate and think about so many things and read about many self-help books and other things, it taught me, that no matter what you're doing, even if it's small also, as long as you're contributing something to the society, you're doing something which gives you satisfaction, just do it.
Yeah, that is very important, and I believe that our viewers and audience will be benefited out of this. And we would like to say thanks, Dr. Lucy, for sharing the journey and enlightening talks. Like, all these experiences are the things which gives our budding researchers this overview of how or what is possible. The possibility of leeches is the first time when we are having at this platform. It doesn't mean that it is not happening. It is happening all the time. So now, at the almost edge of the conversation, we ask that, do you believe that every single researcher is a celebrity?
Oh, yes, I believe that. I believe that after talking to you, and I'm like, okay, our researchers, celebrities, like I've never heard of the word. When you say celebrities, it's like Hollywood, Bollywood actors. But thank you so much for putting this word celebrity for researchers, because each and every researcher you have in India and across the world, we work on something, we contribute something to our mother earth, so they are researchers in their own way, unique way. So thank you so much. Yes, I'm a celebrity, and to all the future celebrities, budding celebrities, keep focusing on what you want to do. Complete your work. Do not compare yourself with others. Have good friends, have a good supporting family, and just if you're happy, you can do anything.
Very much, Dr. Lucy. And for all of our viewers, we will say that Empowering Science Foundation believes in breaking the barriers. If you are ready to break one, write to us. If you want us to put you in contact with any of our researcher celebrity, past or future, please feel free to write either directly to them, because at this platform, they all are ready to help you. So you have this leverage. Just write to them if you want us to help you. That we are there. And if you like this thing, then like and subscribe Empowering Science Foundation, and stay tuned for more researcher celebrity sharing their experiences, which might help you in a long way. And with the final words, thank you very much, Dr. Lucy.
Yeah, and thank you, Dr. Raja, for this